Are we on? This is KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. Coming from you live from Los Angeles, California. And we have a very, very good show today. I'm here with my guest, Patty. Patty, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Okay. So, what's going on?
What's going on? Let's see. It's a busy week. It's lots of good things going on with biz and people and opportunities and life.
And how's the mortgage business?
The mortgage business is good. We still have kind of an issue with low inventory, so there's a challenge there with being able just to do purchases. But all is good. We're having some success.
And we're getting very close on the Ask Brien website. We've actually, the functionality portion is done. We're working on the design, but we have now the experts. We have about 20 different categories of experts, different information that we're going to have from each category. We have webinar listings, so just like your TV listings, you can check out a webinar. Hey, I want to take a webinar on mortgage. I want to take a webinar on how to build an inventory or how to market my product. So anyone who has a webinar can post it to our site. And anybody can then schedule it and put it in a calendar, and people can look at the calendar down the road and go, check out my Google Calendar and go, oh my God, Tuesday at 3 o'clock, I got to watch that webinar on marketing. So all those new things are coming up. They've all been functionalities done on the website.
So what a great resource for business owners. It's a library of knowledge. And
we actually were in an article yesterday, a very good article that was performed by Niblitz, NIBLETZ.com. We didn't even know that it was coming out, but it was a very good article about Ask Brien, basically explaining, Google has hundreds of thousands of responses. Quora, doesn't give the best responses, but that Ask Brien's the place to go. And, of course, we have the radio show with our great personality and a great show, great co-host, and KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM.
So for those who are new, the Ask Brien website it's a free resource for business owners to jump onto, and no obligation, no cost. It's just a free, like going to the library. It's a free resource of all kinds of great information for business owners. So.
And what's great about it is experts can also put any information. If you qualify, you have to qualify to become an expert. But if you are an expert, you can put down your videos, your ebooks, your webinars, any information you have to sell yourself. So these experts can then get business off the site, and they're not paying either. So right now, it's a great place to go.
It's a win-win.
It's win-win. Now, cost isn't everything, but obviously having a platform to be able to do this, as well as communicate among people, is a great resource. So we're very excited.
That's great. And it's AskBrien, BRIEN.com.
That's correct, and that was explained in the article, as I recall.
Yeah, I did see that.
We have an extremely great guest on. He's had a lot of experience. We're going to let him tell his story, but it's been anywhere from aviation to automobile. So I guess the next one after this will be trains, because he's done auto and train, and I've seen that. What was that movie? Auto, Trains, and Automobiles. So
something
he's got
like
the
that.
autos and the planes. He's just got to add on trains to this. That's his next endeavor. I can only imagine. Todd, are you there?
I'm here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. This is Todd Rome, and just so your viewers have a little bit of a background, you told me earlier you had something to do with charter flights and aviation. What, maybe 20 years ago? Give us a little background on that.
Sure. Yeah, about 20 years ago, I started a company called Blue Star Jets. It ended up becoming one of the largest air charter brokerage companies in the world. We reinvented the category where folks were able to fly one-way pricing. We used to call it deadheads. We were able to fly on a private jet for half the price. It was a tremendous success. It was a great endeavor, and it was a fantastic 18 years. 3 years ago, we launched a company called Mocha America. Mocha America was the original classic mini moke from Europe. Give you a little history. The car was originally a British military vehicle in the late 60s. In the early 70s, it was traveling all over south of France, Nice, Cannes, Saint-Tropez, Monte Carlo, and it was that fun luxury car, but that was simple when you got off your yacht. Bridget Bardot was seen driving in this car with her dogs many years ago in like 1974. It was an iconic picture. It's been featured in many James Bond movies. The Brits know it as the Mini Moke. And the concept was it was the forbidden fruit. And it was not really a car that met the American standards. And what we did is we wanted to bring it in and bring it to American standards in a category that would make it street legal. We designed the car. We worked with the government to build these cars in a fashion as a low-speed vehicle, meeting all the laws and rules. So the car is the ultimate beach car. It's the modern-day dune buggy. And what was important to us was bringing it into America, but also making it an electric car that was good for the environment. The design of the car, we've made it larger, wider, bigger, stronger. We have 10 American batteries. The cars are assembled, and the majority of the major parts are all bought here in America. So we took this British classic and we reinvented it, re-engineered it, and legalized it on the American roads in the low-speed vehicle category. And the car comes in 9 different colors. You get to plug the car right into the wall, into any household, 110 outlet, and you're able to drive it around.
Now, you say low speed. How fast can it go?
So low-speed vehicles is a category that fits in between a golf cart and a car. By law, the car cannot go more than 25 miles an hour, but could be driven anywhere that's 35 miles an hour or less. Remember, this car is good for the environment. This is a car where the price point is $16,975. You never need gas. It's as flexible and fun as any car you've ever been in. You know, I make the joke that when it's 90 degrees and sunny, you don't want to be in like an American big car. You want to be in a moke. You want to be in a convertible, feeling like you're in a dune buggy like in the 60s. And that's the vibe and feel of the car.
How fun. So are these readily available like throughout U.S. at this point?
So these cars are hand-built and custom-made. Each customer picks and designs their own car, the color of the car, color of the roof. It's called a bimini top. It looks like a bra that goes on the top. It's very iconic from the late 60s and 70s. You get to also pick the color of the grille, the color of the roll bars. So there's a lot of personalization to it. If you go on our website, it's mokeamerica.com, M-O-K-E, America.com, spelled out, mokeamerica.com. And you can see that each car is custom ordered. It takes 90 days for us to build them, and we deliver them right to your house.
So you can build a car in 90 days?
Correct. And deliver it to your house as an electric car.
Now, you say every car...
Titled and put on the road.
Every car is custom built?
Correct. Hand built and custom made.
Custom made. So basically, are you buying the cars already pre-made, prefabbed, and then
we build them here in America. And we have parts that come from other parts of the world, and they all show up in Sarasota, Florida. And then we take the U.S. batteries, which is the best battery we could find here in America. We install 10 of them. We put the DOT-approved glass in the windshield. We put the American seatbelts, the 3-point seatbelts, and bring it up to the standards so they're safe for the American roads.
Wow. So tell us about
that done in 90 days.
Yeah, I'm curious as far as just the maintenance of this vehicle. What's the maintenance like as far as keeping this?
The beauty of the maintenance is exactly what it is. You take a hose and just spray it down. It's designed that way to get sandy, and it's a real beach toy. It's fun. It's a lifestyle.
All for under $17,000.
Yeah. Yes, $16,975.
Wow.
We take a 50% deposit. We build the car, and we get the balance upon delivery. You could also follow us on Instagram at Moke America, M-O-K-E, America. And you'll see we recently did a deal with Louis Vuitton where we formed a partnership and displayed our car with their designs in New York City for the past 2 months. The partnerships with Velvequin, the French bathing suit company. And if you go through the Instagram, you get to see some of the things we've done over the past year.
So does this car fit into a garage? I mean, I know width-wise it would. Length-wise, does it fit into a garage?
It fits even in a golf cart spot.
Oh, it's that small. Okay.
About a foot longer than a golf cart.
Okay.
Can I take it on the golf course?
Yeah.
It's a little too heavy for the golf course, unless you bring it on the golf path. It does weigh 2,300 pounds.
You'd probably get booed off the golf course.
Yeah.
You said
but they're great. Yeah.
You
What's
said
great about
no
them is the men love
maintenance.
them, the men love them, the women love them, the kids love them, adults love them. It's exactly what you need when you go to the beach.
How fun.
Now you're listening to KHTS
I want one.
1220 and 98.1 FM, and we're here live.
You need to stop that.
And
No, that. Yeah, it has to stop.
oh, it's great. It's great news. So, Todd, you mentioned that there's no maintenance really. Now, I mean, it has parts. I mean, it has an engine. It has pieces that need to be, maintained and changed. I mean, I guess it doesn't.
So the batteries are the main component of the car. The 10 American batteries made by U.S. Battery. These cars come with a warranty, bumper to bumper. Everything on that car is warranted for the year that you have it. Going forward, again, it's a low-maintenance car. These batteries could last you 4 or 5 years, no problem, and you're saving all that money on gas. But as far as maintenance goes, spray it down with a hose. The seats are designed to take the water. The car's got drain plugs, so it just drains right out, and it's meant to get beat up and have fun with.
So, for our listeners, how did you come up with the concept?
I was always fascinated with the Mini Moke. I've loved it for my travels. I was in aviation prior to this. I've traveled the world. I saw it. I fell in love with it. I always felt that it would be great, but it has to be made better if it's going to come here to America and be on the American roads. So it took us many years and a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of expertise to re-engineer it, redesign it, and what we believe to be the best smoke ever built.
So now you bought the rights to use it within the United States, is that correct?
Correct. We build them in the U.S., and we have the rights in America.
And so you had to negotiate with the company, and who's the manufacturer in England?
No, we had nothing to do with the folks in England. They had no rights to America. There was nobody representing the product. We bought the common law rights on the West Coast about almost 3 years ago.
And then what did you had to go out and you hired engineers to create this vehicle?
Yes, we had a lot of industry vets that we thought would be appropriate for the project to help us with everything from design to design changes, the things we saw in the old smokes to improve upon them. A great example, the old ones used to have mirrors that would rattle, so we secured the mirrors better. The old ones used to have a 13-inch rim and tire. We went to a 14-inch to build it off the ground a bit. They've never had 3-point seat belts. We thought that's the most important, being that it's the law, but also the safest way to drive the car. So we've made monumental changes all over the car and made our own version. And we think that this car is something that could be around for the next 50 years.
Did it have an airbag?
No, it's a low-speed vehicle. It's not required in a low-speed vehicle.
So I might have missed this, but how many does it seat?
It seats 4.
4, okay. And all 4 have seat belts?
Correct.
So when you bought the car and you started designing it here in America, how long did it take you before you were able to sell the first vehicle, and what were the steps that you had to take to get there?
It took us a couple of years, a lot of traveling around the world. There were certain parts that we needed to buy from different parts of the world, looking for quality. Obviously, it always takes the longest, dealing with the agencies locally here in the U.S. to make the car street legal. There were a lot of road bumps along the way, a lot of disappointments along the way, and the thing that you learn when you start a business and you're an entrepreneur is, some days you get beat up and you just got to get up the next day and go back at it. Every career I've ever had has had the ups and downs. My business career has been similar to the way the stock market trades. It always goes higher, but there's certainly down dips along the way. And, adversity, creates the opportunity. And this was a great opportunity, and I'm so proud of it, and I can't tell you, for a young business in its first year of business to sell over 500 cars, it's pretty impressive.
That's great. The show is really geared for business owners, and we've interviewed a lot of great entrepreneurs, and we always enjoy listening to the stories and how they, the path and the journey that they've taken to get to where they are. And you touched on something just now where just, the ebbs and flows and the frustrations and the perseverance and just the constant resilience of getting a no and working past that. Tell us some of the...
No just means you're on the right track.
Yeah, exactly.
I love telling it. I love sharing it because it's really, I think it's easy to understand the way I'll explain it. It all starts with a great idea, and I think everybody in the world has a great idea. The second part's a little bit trickier. It's called implementation. That wipes out a lot of people because scared to implement, they have analysis paralysis, or a million other reasons why they're not going to implement.
Yeah.
But what people don't talk about is stage 3. Now you've gotten past good idea and implementation. Now you're going to get your butt kicked for the first year because you're learning a new industry or a new trade. And you got to learn the tricks of the trade. You got to learn everything from the consumer, to the wholesaler, to the delivery boy, for every single part of the business. And the first year or two is usually a huge, huge learning. It's not an earning, it's a learning. And I think that these young businesses, once they hit year 3 and they solidify all the mistakes, they get past all the obstacles, they're still in there fighting, I think that's where it starts to become a success. And that's what I've seen in the businesses I've been involved in.
Now, most of what I'm knowledgeable about in cars is car companies have dealerships placed throughout the country, and they're selling the cars. Now, in your case, you do not have any dealerships. Is that correct?
No, we're the manufacturer and the distributor. We sell them through the licensed dealers around the country. We have 26 dealerships around the country as we speak.
Now, these 26, they're all across the country, or are they concentrated in certain areas?
All across the country.
And how did you recruit these dealerships?
One at a time. One at a time.
Slowly?
A lot of traveling.
Methodically?
You did marketing, or how did you get them?
It was a combination of everything. It was a combination of tremendous luxury relationships that I've had over the past 20 years. It spans to just literally getting in front of somebody, showing the product, the process, the people, and getting them excited about what we're doing and showing them that we're not looking just to sell you a car, but we want to help you sell the car as well, and we want to design it better and better year after year so it's a product that could last forever. And they love the support, meaning our dealers. They love a new project and a new idea. The project sells itself on its cuteness, but financially speaking, it's now working because we're selling it very inexpensive because we want these cars on the road. We want the dealers to be selling the cars. We want customers to be driving them and enjoying them. And, we know down the road the opportunities are endless for us. So we're just happy to try to get 2,500 of these on the road in the next year or so.
So at this point, are you selling them only through the dealerships, or do you have an online?
No, only through the dealers.
Only through dealers. Okay.
And do these dealers have other cars that they're selling, or is it just your car?
Yes, they have other lines. Most.
And any particular company, like for instance Chevrolet, or is there a specific company that you have more dealers connected with?
On the West Coast, we recently signed up Firman Automotive, Firman Automotive. Very, very successful car guys. Tremendous opportunities for us to be involved with such successful guys on the West Coast. And we also have the same type of thing here on the East Coast. So most of the dealers that have joined us have been guys that have been in the car business for a long time. They recognize the value of the product, the value proposition. They recognize the quality of the car when we delivered it. They love the marketing, as you guys could see at mokeamerica.com, or you could look at it also on our Instagram at Moke America, Moke, M-O-K-E, America. But the key to success is making people happy. And I know one thing. We've made people happy. We've made our dealers happy. And every client that owns a car loves it. So I guess we're doing a good thing.
Now, the dealerships, they also can do the repairs? Or if there are
Correct.
any?
Yes.
And what type of repairs would that be? Because you mentioned that it's pretty maintenance.
Replacing the battery, a broken windshield, a seatbelt brakes, something like that.
And the battery
It's
replacements?
I don't know how well you know the product. It's very simple.
Okay, we're about a few seconds away from our next commercial break, but really quickly, the battery replacements, are they easy to find?
Yes, we buy them here in America.
Okay.
So yes, it's called U.S. Battery, and we keep them in stock as well. And they're all warranted for at least a year.
Okay, great.
Can you get an extended warranty?
We don't offer an extended one, but I'm sure we can in the future.
We're listening to KHTS 1220 and 98.1, and we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with Todd Rome of Moke America.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Olive Terrace Bar and Grill is the hottest new Mediterranean fusion restaurant in Santa Clarita with unique delicacies like seafood right off the boat, mouth-watering prime steaks, artesian sandwiches, delicious pastas, and tasty kebabs. Unwind on their cozy outdoor patio at their weekend champagne brunch, full menu, and weekly specials at oliveterracebarandgrill.com. Check out their full bar and happy hour daily specials in Valencia on Copper Hill and Newhall Ranch Road by LA Fitness. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill, delicious food seasoned with love.
Bob, I don't believe you.
You're jaded, Blanche.
Read my lips, Bob. You've had a history of exaggeration.
It's true. They're building Castaic High School.
Castaic High, like in Castaic, California.
That's right, Blanche.
Prove it, Bob.
Go to your computer, type in CastaicHighProject.com, and get free and frequent updates.
What's that web address again?
CastaicHighProject.com.
With fervor, like you really mean it.
CastaicHighProject.com. Coming soon to the Canyon Santa Clarita, Stone Temple Pilots, Psychedelic Furs, Wilson Phillips, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Andrew Dice Clay, Jefferson Starship, John Hyatt, Jim Messina, The Spinners, Doc In, Lynch Mob, English Beat, Sinbad, The Tubes, Ambrosia, Melissa Manchester, Missing Persons, and many more. Plus Soulful Sunday Brunch every Sunday, Country Nights on Wednesdays, Throwback Thursdays, and they're the perfect place to host your parties and special events. The Canyon Santa Clarita, where music meets the soul. Tickets available through Ticketmaster.
City of Hope is a world leader in cancer research and treatment. And there's a City of Hope community practice location right here in Santa Clarita, eliminating a major barrier in the fight against cancer: distance to quality care. Santa Clarita benefits from City of Hope's compassionate care and renowned clinical expertise. Find out more at cityofhope.org/Santa Clarita or call 661-799-1999.
Buying your home can sometimes be challenging. That's why Charlene Gill with CSMC Mortgage is your Santa Clarita mortgage expert. What's important to you is to secure a loan at the best possible rate, to have a professional guide you through the process, and to close on time. Charlene's 23 years in the mortgage industry and her personal expert knowledge in the Santa Clarita Valley makes her your mortgage expert. Contact Charlene at hometownstation.com/Charlene. That's hometownstation.com/Charlene.
Santa Clarita's hometown station.
Now FM 98.1 FM and AM 1220. Your hometown station.
I don't know what happened in the beginning, but we're back, and Rocky's back, and we're back with KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM, and we're here with Todd Rome, and Todd has a great product on. It's called Moke America, and it's a very, very interesting story that he's got, and we're going to get into a little bit about that. One thing people should realize, and I want to ask you about this, so because it's a battery and it's an electric-only vehicle, did you have to get approval from the EPA?
Yes.
That was a one-word answer.
That's all it's required.
Was that an easy process, quick process?
Anytime you have to deal with government agencies, it's time. Things take time is what I've learned as I've gotten older. The 3 T's. When you're dealing with government agencies or regulatory bodies, they're there to protect the people, and you have to understand that and appreciate it. What's tough to swallow is how long things take. So I would say to all entrepreneurs, when you look at your time horizon, when you're first getting going, there's a lot of obstacles at the beginning of your journey that are going to take longer than you probably anticipate. And I equate it to when you build a house. Even if you've done it before, you know the steps, but you left out the big one, getting all the permission and getting all the permits. And that's the part that takes the longest when you build a house. It's not even building the frame. That happens in a couple of weeks. So, most entrepreneurs realize that it's going to take a lot longer than you think. And it's only to make sure that your foundation is solid as a rock, then you can start building your empire. So even though it takes a long time, and it's frustrating at times, it's a key ingredient, I think, to building your business. So
Patience.
That's one thing I would say.
Well, patience, but also perseverance.
Yeah,
Which is-
absolutely.
Well, you talk about perseverance. If you're not willing to work 15-hour days when you're a startup, you have no shot of being successful. It just takes so much time to get things done, to move that needle each and every day. You have to put a lot of elbow grease in. It's not a 9-to-5 job. Being an entrepreneur, running a business, starting from scratch, telling a story, making sure your product is equal to the story you're telling, making sure your customers are satisfied, happy. It's not an easy feat. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of energy. And it's like the Beatles, You can't just have one guy making the band. It's everybody, the CFO, the CEO, all the way down to the last person that joined us. It's a team effort to make it work and make it happen.
Yeah,
There's always a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, I was going to say it's so important to have the end in mind, the end picture in mind, and if you can just stay focused on, this is going to be an amazing product. This is going to serve a great need. People are going to love this. And if you just stay on that track, all that minutia and that, frustration along the way will sort of dissipate a little bit, hopefully.
There's a lot of noise when you're starting a business. And there's a lot of noise when you're in business. There's always skeptics. There's always people looking at the other side. And I think what you do there is you just prove yourself. You prove out your model. You show people performance. You show them quality. You let them see, touch, and feel. In my business, it's a product to touch. You could drive it. You could sit in it. You could feel it. You can grab it. And, you can make your own determination, not just off hearsay, but say, wow, this is something special.
Did you
self-fund?
Did you self
quality product speaks for itself.
Apologize. Did you self-fund your business?
Yes.
Now, and what was the biggest obstacle you had in getting a product from the drawing board to selling it on? What was the biggest obstacle you had besides the government regulation?
Design changes. When you talk about design, you could look at a room. There's a million things you can do to make it great. It's like, which is the right one, though? What is the best idea you can come up with? So it's always trying to improve upon yourself, and it just keeps on going. It almost sometimes doesn't have an end, where I see myself every year in this business, every year wanting to improve, to add something, to make it even one step better. No different than some of these internet sensations. They keep making themselves better. So, that's a struggle as an entrepreneur. You always come up with these great ideas, and now you got to implement them, follow them through, get beat up a little bit, and then you can start really rocking and rolling. And that's the way I see it. But you got to put 16 hours in, 15 hours a day to get started, at least for the first couple of years.
So you mentioned earlier, the importance of touching it and feeling it and sitting in it and having that physical product. Most of our listeners are here in Southern California. Did you, and I might have missed that when you were speaking off air, is there a dealership in Southern California?
Yes, locations will be announced. It's Foreman Automotive. They'll be announcing the dealership location shortly.
Okay.
We'll be coming out with that in the next 30 days, maybe in the next 2 weeks. We'll be making the announcement.
And that's in Southern California, okay.
Yeah, we also do have people in Southern California as well as La Jolla as well, a dealership there as well.
Okay.
How do you market to the end users?
Right now it's been a lot of word of mouth. We do a lot of event-driven marketing. We did a lot of stuff at Art Basel. We have a lot of high-end, influencer type, celebrity type that love the product. They drive it around, others see it. The product is one of those products that you just see it and you fall in love with it. And that's been the key to our success. You just look at it and you love it. Now you want to know why.
How many do you own?
I actually have 2. It's funny you asked. I have one in Miami and I have one out in the Hamptons.
That's awesome.
We're actually on display. Tomorrow's the last day at Louis Vuitton on Madison and 60th in New York City.
What does that mean when you say it's on display at Louis Vuitton?
We did a marketing effort with them. They took one of our cars and they wrapped it in their own design from an artist within.
So does it have the brand name all around the car or what?
No, it's not like what you would think with LV everywhere. It's just a very cool, modern design that was done on the car. It's been on exhibit for 2 months and I've had rave reviews. Everyone has seen it. I think we have it up on our website at mochaamerica.com.
Can somebody buy one?
On the website. You cannot buy that now. No. That was their own for display purposes. But we do have, 8 colors plus camouflage. we have 9 options.
Well, camouflage is very interesting. Does it camouflage me
Cool.
against the...
If you go on mochaamerica.com, you'll be able to see the camouflage. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, I saw it actually. It's pretty fun. My son would die for that. He would want one.
You're listening to KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM.
That's really got to stop.
It's not going to stop.
So, we talked a little bit off air, Todd, about just the journey. I want to kind of come back to that because I know that those listening are trying to build a business and they're ready to walk from it because of their frustration, and they can't, they don't have the bandwidth or they don't have the resources financially or otherwise. What's your advice to them? What would you say to somebody if they were sitting in front of you and they're like, you know what, I'm just ready to give up?
Well, depending on the situation. Sometimes it does make sense to give up.
Okay, let's turn that around.
First, you have to really look: is it make sense to give up? Is the idea right? Is it sellable? Is it marketable? Is it something that people are going to like and enjoy and appreciate for years to come? Second is that every entrepreneur struggles at the beginning. I saw a picture recently of Jeff Bezos in an office. He looked like he was struggling at the beginning. So it's part of the journey.
Yeah.
You starve, you eat, sleep on the side if you have to, whatever it is. Just keep going.
You can't succeed if you quit.
Right. You almost have to fail to succeed. It's like there's like almost a little bit of failure in every deal, before you got to the success.
But that's the journey. That's the stuff you look back on 10, 20 years down the road and you're like, remember when we had this problem?
Yeah. There's a can of whoop ass within the formula of every success.
Yeah, there isn't any. I mean, I can't think of even one entrepreneur that I know who had it easy. The journey has always been a challenge. There's always been the frustration. There's always been the just the doubt and exhaustive work. But the perseverance and resilience just kept them going, and their why. They always came back to why am I doing this, and that gave them leverage to keep going and not give up. But yeah, every single entrepreneur that I know, it's never been.
Everyone has something different. For me, it's like fear of failure, I guess. I just don't. I always want to succeed.
Yeah, that's
I tell you, if I take my foot off the gas, maybe I could fail. I don't want that to happen.
What did you learn from your prior business, being in the aviation business? What did you learn that you applied to this new business that cut down on?
Time is money. Do everything right away. Don't answer an email 4 hours later. Answer them as soon as the email comes in. Wake up in the middle of the night and service your clients.
Well, do you have clients in the middle of the night?
Yes.
In what respect?
In both businesses. In both businesses.
I see it more in the I see it more in the aviation business, but
aviation was all day and all night. And the car business, remember, I sell from Hawaii all the way to Puerto Rico. It's big time differences.
At least what is that? 6-hour time difference?
No, I think Hawaii maybe 7 hours.
3 hours.
It's more. California's 6. It's like 1 or 2 more than that.
Wow. And how many people do you have?
And remember, you got to remember something. People are calling up or following up or want information on the product. They're looking at it in the middle of the night. That too.
And you're answering those questions.
Yeah, we have people that
I
do as well.
How many people do you have working for your company?
Well, it's a hard question to answer because we have people in 2 factories, salespeople, back office. The organization itself is probably 25 people, plus the factories.
Where are your factories located?
Sarasota and one overseas.
Sarasota, that's interesting. That's
yep.
That's not where I would think you'd have a manufacturing place. I've seen them in Tennessee. I've seen them.
It's a unique situation.
Is that?
We're hearing some background noise there.
Hold on, let me move. Yep. Are we back on?
Yeah. We heard more fire truck than anything for a moment there.
Well, I hope it was a fire
truck. It's New York City.
Ah.
It's aggressive and it's noisy.
It's so.
And are you aggressive and noisy?
I like to believe I am. I'm pretty aggressive.
Assertive.
Yeah,
It's hard to succeed if you're not aggressive.
That's a better.
You
no,
can't just sit there and wait for
assertive.
something to happen.
You can be assertive but not aggressive. I think it's a very big difference. And I think being assertive is better than being aggressive. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I understand.
that's another conversation. Well, it's very inspiring to hear your dedication, and you can clearly hear in your voice and the way you talk about your product that you are absolutely passionate about it, and you're passionate about success and doing whatever it takes to make it happen, which is great. Do you ever, just out of curiosity, bring in interns who want to learn from you as far as just the business, or?
I don't do interns only because I can't teach enough in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It's too much. Most of the business is relations, traveling, skin to skin, meeting the customer, getting to know them, their needs. You're not going to get that done in 60 days.
Yeah. I would just imagine somebody would be able to learn so much from just watching and listening.
We did it more in the aviation business, but in this business you can't.
Okay.
Now, I think we asked this earlier on, but I didn't get one answer, and that was, can I go online and order it directly with a credit card, or does it have to be sold?
Yes, you could order it online, but the transaction runs through the dealerships. You could either pick it up at the dealership or it could be delivered to your house. The dealership locally will take care of the tagging, titling, paperwork, and everything else.
So what if I live in a state like North Dakota and you have no dealership within 1,000 or 100 miles or wherever the closest one is? How would I handle that?
They deliver to your house.
Yeah, we'd run the transaction through the closest dealer.
And what's the furthest you'd have to go to get to?
Most of the cars are being sold in the same markets. It's the East Coast, the West Coast. It's almost the same markets we saw in private aviation, which is interesting. 80% of the business in private aviation was from the East Coast and West Coast. I'm seeing it the same thing in the electric cars. It's the majority of people in wealth. For us, this product is about warm weather. So you got to really go to warm weather climates to be successful.
I don't know. The weather's been pretty cold here the last couple of weeks.
Give it time.
Generally speaking, you guys are all right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
50 is very cold for us.
Yeah.
What's interesting is California as a state loves electric cars and really gets it. And it's the first state in the country that really just wrapped their arms around it and fell in love with Mokes and the electric car concept. In the East Coast, they just love everything. We have a short season. We have the Hamptons, the Jersey Shore, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. Short season, but a lot of people that know the product from their travels. And these markets are pretty much where the cars are sold. And then all over Florida.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. What if somebody in Europe wanted to buy one?
We're not right now registered to do anything in Europe.
Not anything? Okay.
What's the process to get registered?
We're working on it.
I understand that, but you have to get approval through the EU?
It's more of everything. Yes. It's very tricky, to say the least.
So, Todd,
it'll take a lot of time.
Yeah, like you said, everything takes time. What's next for you? Do you have some other idea, product on your horizon?
I always say that this is the last one, but I've said it many times, so I don't know what the real answer is. I can only tell you that when I started this business, and you asked me earlier, I'll tell you a little bit about the journey. It started with that cliche that everyone says, love what you do. It sounds so simple, but so difficult. And then I've always thought that's how I've done it. I loved private planes. I went into the private plane business. I loved learning companies and balance sheets and how it works. I went into the stock business. And I loved electric cars. I went into the electric car business. We're all born and we learn as we go. There's no way to know everything. No one knows everything. You learn every day. A wise man learns from a fool and a fool learns from no one. I learn from people all day long. And I use the things I learn to improve my own game. And every day I'm learning and every day I'm improving. But start off with love what you do, because if you really love what you do, the money's secondary. I went, when I started this company, I called my childhood friends who I thought was smart and could do a great job, and I gave different friends of mine different roles within the company. Each and every one of them outperformed my expectations. I actually shocked A girl that grew up 3 houses away from me. We were friends in the 3rd grade. She's now the chief operating officer of the company.
Nice.
She blew me away. She blew me away in her performance, and the type of person she is, the dedication, the 15-hour days like me. I couldn't believe it. Or the CFO, who's what I believe to be one of the best numbers guys I've met in all my businesses. The guy's willing to work 15-hour days and work with me when we have an issue or problem, or we got to do something. They're there. So working with people that you love is just as important as loving what you do. There's a saying, people, process, and product. The people you have to love. You have to love your product, and then you got to create a good process so it all flows and it all works.
Well, at that point, it doesn't feel like it's working. You're with people you really enjoy, and you're loving what you're doing. And they say that if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, right?
Well, it's kind of like it becomes like a hobby/sport. It's weird. Right, these are like old cliches we've heard of, but we're like, how do we ever get there?
Right.
Well, you have to create your own opportunity and your own destiny to ever get there.
Right.
For me, I love travel. I love the islands. I love Miami. And the product allows me to go in those lifestyles and do what I do for a living. I spent many, many years behind a desk with a suit and tie on. It's a bit different years later as I sell a product that works at beach communities, at beach resorts. We were recently at Fisher Island in Miami this weekend. It was unbelievable.
It's
and
fun.
The car just loves that environment, and the people go crazy for it, and everybody wants to customize their own moke. They love that it's electric. It's good for the environment, and I think the product speaks for itself.
We're going to be right back. We're listening to Todd Rome with Moke America on KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM.
Move on from what's familiar and discover what's possible in your relationships. This is Jasmine Urbina, inviting you to tune in to The Inspirational Parent as my dad and I tap into a fresh perspective on modern parenting relationships and dish out the magical ingredients for effective parenting exclusively on KHTS. Catch us live every Friday on The Inspirational Parent from 12 to 1 or download our podcast at hometownstation.com.
Weekends are now exciting in Santa Clarita as Persia Hookah Lounge hosts its House of Entertainment every weekend night from 8 to 11. Thursdays feature a DJ on the hookah patio. Stop by Fridays for performances by Belly Dancer of the Universe winner Jasmina, or Saturdays to hear great local live bands. Persia Lounge also caters for both homes and businesses starting as low as $8. Discover Persia Hookah Lounge on Main Street where it's all happening in Old Town Newhall. Persia-lounge.com.
At City of Hope, we don't believe the future can wait for the future. For over a century, we've been advancing science that saves lives. From 4 of the world's top cancer-fighting drugs to the development of synthetic human insulin, we are maximizing the potential of immunotherapy and making precision medicine a reality. It's not enough to promise future cures for cancer. We must find them sooner. We are the miracle of science with soul. Find out more at cityofhope.org.
Buying your home can sometimes be challenging. That's why Charlene Gill with CSMC Mortgage is your Santa Clarita mortgage expert. What's important to you is to secure a loan at the best possible rate, to have a professional guide you through the process, and to close on time. Charlene's 23 years in the mortgage industry and her personal expert knowledge in the Santa Clarita Valley makes her your mortgage expert. Contact Charlene at hometownstation.com/Charlene. That's hometownstation.com/Charlene.
Santa Clarita's hometown station.
Now FM 98.1 FM and AM 1220. Your hometown station.
Welcome back. I just love that Ask Brien theme song. It's a great song. I've been saying for years that some boxing movies should take it, but they haven't. So it's the Ask Brien theme. But you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And we're here at KHTS 1220. Patty's giving me these weird looks, especially when I say 1220 and 98.1 FM, because that's what we are.
It's
we're
like a finger on a chalkboard.
And we're listening to a great, great guest, Todd Rome, who has been very, very successful in this past First, he went into the private aviation business, started an entire industry there. Now he's trying to start a whole new business with the Mokes, and that's just another brand new thing. And it looks to me like he kind of goes after the thing that hasn't been out, hasn't been popular, or it was popular, I should say, but something that nobody thought about, and he just brings it up and makes it spectacular. And his story is a great story to be listening to, and I'm glad we have him on our show today. You there?
Yep, I'm here, guys.
So, what's your goals for the next 3 years with the Moke?
Just keep building our company. More dealers, more happy customers, more cars on the road.
So you sold 500 in the last 12 months. How many do you expect to sell in the next 12?
We hope to break 2,000.
So quadruple your sales in the next 12 months.
Correct.
Well, that would be pretty good. Now,
we're at that point in our business. We're in year 3, where, as I said earlier, we get through all the obstacles, all the issues, all the problems, and you've learned and made changes to your business to where it's almost like an engine. You're just making it like a fine-tuned machine, and it's ready to go. And our business is right now in that position. The customers love the product, the dealers love the product. I love the product. I enjoy the product every day that I drive it. It puts a smile on your face from ear to ear.
I bet.
So when can you glide?
I can't. I don't think I'll ever glide.
Well, I think you could probably agree with this, that as you end this year and you're at 2,500 in sales, and they're out on the road, people will see them. Your growth will be exponential. It will just, the more it's out there, the more people see it, the more people want it, and it's that initial, drip that happens slowly. But once you prime the pump, you're just going to take off. I would imagine that would be the case.
So, do you do any advertising on social media or Google or radio?
Yeah,
or
you could
TV?
follow. Yes, you could follow us at Moke America, MOKE America, AMERICA, and you can see we've been posting for over a year. Just fantastic photos, pictures of beach scenes, different colored car options, different colors that customers picked. Some of the events we've done, collaborations that we've done, and it's just a fun journey.
But do you do anything like billboards or radio, or is that
No.
Is that in the foreseeable future, or no?
No. This is a word of mouth. These are people that know the car, know the product, like what we do, and they're calling us and saying, "Hey, could you build me a car?"
So give us some famous people that have purchased the vehicle from you, not in the past, from the 60s, but people that have actually purchased the vehicle from you of the 500.
Yeah, I can't disclose my actual customers, but if you go up on our Instagram, you'll see several celebrities that we've done collaborations with or bought cars and enjoyed it. We had one recently at the NBA All-Star Game. One of our clients bought it. He's posted it. I know Kris Jenner got an orange one. She loves the car. She posted about it. So there's been several of them that have been out there. But we don't disclose it ourselves if they would like to.
That's fair.
And do you anticipate keeping this company around for the next 25, 30 years? Do you think that at some point you may decide to sell out to somebody, or what do you think?
No. I'd like to do this for the rest of my life. I love what I do.
That's your baby.
And if you love what you do, it's not something you give up so easy. It's not easy to duplicate when you're already happy.
Now, and within the company itself, do you think that you'll have to go outside your friend inner circle and have to recruit other people that are maybe you don't know as well?
Yeah, I listen, at some points for sure. We at the point we're at now, we're not only dealing with our friends from childhood. The company's getting bigger and bigger, and yes, but the foundation is a group of folks that know each other, their whole entire lives. And the foundation, I think, is the key to success also.
Other than the Moke, and traveling, what is your favorite hobby?
Well, I also have 4 kids, so I'm pretty busy. Between traveling, running businesses, and raising 4 children, it's a lot.
Well, that's a lot.
But,
working 15 hours a day and you got 4 kids, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I also live back and forth between Miami and New York, so I'm in the air a lot as well.
Wow.
And you said you live in New York City or outside?
Yeah, my primary residence is in New York City.
And how often do you travel?
Every week.
Every week. Wow.
Yes.
And
Yep, matter of fact, I'm heading out to the Geneva Auto Show for next week from New
Geneva
York.
Auto Show. And what is that? That's an auto show in Europe that you.
Yeah.
And you're trying to establish a brand name.
Oh, we're just going out there to make some friends.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you did any auto shows. We have a big, huge LA auto show here once a year. Do you do auto shows with the actual milk with you, or?
We're about to start. We're going to be doing something at the New York Auto Show. We're also going to consider doing something on the West Coast as well.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But it's not there yet.
Now, most cars that I know about, each year they try to add a little something to the car to make it a little better to try to sell that car. Are you adding features every year, so that, or you just?
Yeah, we're looking to come up with surfboard racks, paddleboard racks. There's definitely some more accessories and fun stuff that people could choose from that we think the market's going to love, and we're working on that right now. We should be launching in the next 30 or 60 days more product.
And how long is the battery life? For instance, so I get in the vehicle today and I drive from my house to 20 miles away, and I drive 20 miles back. So then I have to charge it up right away. Correct?
Correct.
Does it have any leeway? Is exactly 40, or is that like a range?
No, listen, it could be 38, depending on the conditions of the road, how many people are driving the car. It's an approximate number. You don't realize how much 40 miles is for a beach buggy. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot. I drive it all over the Hamptons and any day, and I don't run it out of charge. I drive it from Miami all up and down South Beach all day, and I don't need a charge. So 40 miles is a lot for these things.
And could you get a second battery if you had one? If you needed one?
Well, the car comes with 10 batteries. So if you were asking could you buy 10 additional, sure, but you wouldn't need it. The batteries are all warranted, and you should get many years out of them.
Well, what I was wondering, if I did drive 40 miles, because I wasn't very smart, and I decided to drive from New York to the Hamptons, and I got to to Huntington Beach or Huntington, and I'm totally way beyond the 40 miles at that point. Can I take a battery out of the back and put it in and replace it so I can go the other 40?
No, all you can do is take it and charge it and put it in the wall.
Plug it in.
The 110.
Plug it in.
After you do 20 miles, plug it in so you get another 20 miles.
So we're about to break. We have to end here. Todd, thank you so much for coming
No
on.
problem.
Your website is mokeamerica.com.
Yes, it is.
And you'll be able to get all the information there for
Correct.
any questions. Thank you so much.
All there.
Thank you
Great.
very much.
Thanks,
Thank you very much,
appreciate it.
Todd.
All right. Bye-bye, Todd.
Bye.